What's going on, y'all? Okay, so today I was sitting here editing episode 3 because I lost all my edit for episode 3. I lost the edited version last night. I was using Lightworks. Had just finished my episode, hit export, the system crashed. And I was under the assumption that your work saved automatically as you went along with Lightworks. I don't know why I thought that. I think with my first episode, I don't know, whatever. Long story short, that was my last straw with Lightworks. Yeah, I tried to find something else and I found Hit Film Express. So it took me a little longer today because I had to relearn a new system, but the generalities of the systems are the same. So it's all got the input, output, trimming and all that extra shit. But I was sitting here thinking, and I'm like, damn, I had a long conversation with somebody last night, a very long conversation, and they made me realize that I distract myself from my problems and things I need to fix through other people. Meaning, when I complain about the type of men I date, it be more so it's not them, it's me. It's what I'm attracting. You know what I mean? Like, you can only attract the energy you put out. And I've come to realize that the energy I put out is that of I need somebody to save me. And the reason I say that is it's not like I'm looking for nobody to take care of me or nothing like that. I don't walk around life, trying to find motherfuckers to save me or take care of me or whatever. I don't try to look for that, but I realize deep down in my subconscious, I'm still waiting on a knight in shining armor. Why is that, you ask? It go deep, deeper than the time I have or the time I choose to put into one video. But to synopsisize it, I'll say this. Women with daddy issues, no matter how much you think you over it, until you sit down and face that pain, live in it, cry about it, push it out your soul, until you sit down and realize that the fact that you didn't have this picture perfect family with the mom and the dad, and maybe you don't know your dad, or maybe your situation is more like mine where you knew him but it wasn't all peaches. And then after a while he was just not there, you know what I'm saying, facing his own demons, fighting his own demons, trying to get right. But that led me in my adulthood, on top of the daddy issues, raising myself, it led me to search for what I wanted from my daddy growing up in a man, if that makes sense. And that made me realize once that part clicked, like, damn, I am looking for what I should have got from my daddy and these men that I'm trying to date. It made me realize that I'm attracting niggas like my daddy. My daddy was you call it what you want, con man, pimp, whatever. He used women to get what he needed, to get what he wanted, to get ahead. He manipulated women to get what he wanted. So you can call that what you want. But I realized that in trying to find somebody opposite of what he did to my mother, I'm attracting niggas who on the same shit he was on because I'm thinking about it too much. That's that law of attraction. That shit's real. That's one of the 7 natural laws. But because I'm thinking about I don't want this, I don't want this, I don't want this, I'm attracting it. You see, when your thoughts are vibrations, okay? Because in essence, we are energy. These bodies, this a shell. This body don't make breathe. My mind, my consciousness, my soul, my spirit, whatever you want to call it, that's what makes breathe. And that's energy. You feel me? That's why I believe in reincarnation, because energy doesn't die. It transfers. But, so yeah, I realized that I'm attracting these broken men because I'm broken. And because of that, I gotta go solo for a while, at least a year, minimum, at least a year. And when I say I was talking to somebody last night for hours and they made me realize this because they was trying. He was trying to shoot his shot. I mean, from like, it was on the phone for like 4 or 5 hours, just talking, shooting the shit, passing knowledge back and forth. He was real deep. And I was almost finna be like, yeah, let's try. Let's see where this goes. But I slept on it, and I woke up this morning, and Most High told me in my dream, like my dream wasn't lucid. I don't remember my dream, but when I woke up, I remembered what I was supposed to remember from that night, from sleeping. I don't want to call it a dream. I'm gonna say I remember the message given to me while in my REM state. If you don't know what REM state is, REM, look it up, Google it. It's a stage of sleep that has a lot to do with your consciousness and rebooting your consciousness in your brain for the next day. It's like rebooting your computer on Friday because you know you're going to need them updates over the weekend. You shut your computer all the way down on Friday instead of just putting it to sleep like you do Monday through Thursday. Because you need them updates, and if when you come in on Monday, if you didn't shut your computer down for the weekend, it's shit gonna run slow, it's gonna crash, anything could happen. It's like that. That's what the REM state is. But I remember, because when I woke up, all I could think was, you don't need to be jumping in shit else. Period. You need to focus. Not only on your work, but on yourself. See, this last relationship I was in pushed me back 3 steps when I had climbed 4. You feel me? So now I'm at square one and I gotta start over. And it's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? It's mine. It's mine because I chose to live a we lifestyle with somebody who was still stuck on me and him. Was still stuck on individualism, I should say, instead of building as a duo. And that wasn't his fault, he was coming out of shit. He wasn't on my level. Mentally, conscious-wise, spiritually, he wasn't there. And I knew that going into it, but he had potential. So I'm like, all right, I'll fuck with you. I'll clip your wings and help you mend them and teach you how to fly. That's what I was on. But I realized that I do that a lot because I'm running from my own problems. I'm running from saving myself. Because it's easier to save somebody else. It's easier to point out somebody else's flaws, issues, problems, and find solutions than it is your own. Because when you looking at your own problems, solutions, whatever, when you looking at yourself, it bring up shit you tried to bury. All the pain you suppress, whether you realize it or not, that you suppressing it. And when you focus on yourself and rebuild yourself and try to elevate your spirit, it's painful. And I didn't want to go through that because I had just climbed out of this depression. You feel me? But to stay out of depression, this is what Most High is telling me. This coming from my spirit. I ain't read this nowhere. I woke up with this on my mind. Like, okay. I forgot where I left off before I said I woke up with this on my spirit. But yeah. Oh, to stay out of depression. I done climbed out of this depression, but the only way I'm going to stay out of it is if I allow myself to feel that pain I suppressed and then find the root of the pain. Why did that particular situation make my heart hurt? Why did that particular situation cause me so much pain that I had to bury it? You know? So, yeah. I guess overall what I'm trying to say is we gotta learn, and I don't just mean women, I'm talking about people in general. We gotta learn how to be alone. And not only do we gotta learn how to be alone, we gotta be okay with being alone. Because when you're not okay with being alone, you rush into shit to fill a void. You rush into shit to fill a void that you should be trying to fill for yourself. But you looking to get that from other people. And not only is that too much pressure on somebody else to give you everything you think you need, you setting yourself up for failure. Because nobody can fill that hole in your heart. Nobody can mend your soul. Nobody can complete you. Only you can do that for you. Shit sound cliche, but it's real. Only you can fill that void. Only you can heal that hole. You feel me? So yeah, though, that's where I'm at with it. So all you dudes in my DMs on Instagram, my inbox on Facebook, sorry, but I'm straight. To the ones, and I'm gonna reach out to y'all individually, but to the ones that I've been mingling with the possibility of getting to know each other, sorry, I'm straight. I can't take no more L's, especially at the hands of myself, but due to the actions of another person. You understand? I'm taking L's because of other people's actions, but I can't get mad because I put myself in position to lose based on somebody else's actions. You feel me? So, I'm going to take some time. I'm going to take a year minimum to myself so I can realign my chakra. You understand? Because I'm out of line right now and I need some alignment. I don't want to go back into depressed mode. And when I say depression, I don't mean like the shit you see in movies where the white people on the couch or in the bed all day and they can't move, they feel physically sick and they're in pain because of the depression and they need medication, otherwise they damn near comatose. That wasn't my experience with depression. My experience with depression was just an infinite sadness. I was sad all day, every day. I felt like it didn't matter what I did or how much I tried, I wouldn't ever climb out of the hole that I put myself in, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I felt like a lot of my depression was postpartum after I had my baby, and me and her daddy ended up not being together, because I thought that, even before I had my baby, when I was pregnant, yeah, when I was pregnant with my baby, I realized that it wasn't gonna be what it was supposed to be. We wasn't gonna have that white picket fence to family and be married and shit like that. I realized that because when I found out I was pregnant, it was on February 1st, her daddy's birthday. Told him the initial plan was to get an abortion. 2 weeks later, he went to jail. So on Valentine's Day, he ended up getting locked up. He got pulled over and they found like weed residue and a box of baggies type shit. So they took him in. And he only spent like a week, maybe two, but I'm gonna say a week. He spent like a week in jail because he ain't no dummy, you know what I'm saying? So he got himself up out of that. But he spent like a week in jail. But that time he was in there, I went to go visit him, and he was basically like, "Keep our baby, don't do it." And I asked him like, "You sure?" Because my appointment, I went to see him on a Friday. Nope, I went to see him on a Thursday. My appointment was the next day, Friday. And at that point, because when I found out I was pregnant, I was already 2 months. No, I was 3 months. 21 weeks is 3 months. I was 21 weeks. So by the point I had my abortion appointment, if I didn't go that day that it was scheduled, I would have missed the deadline because they only do abortions up into a certain amount of weeks. And I really didn't want the abortion because the year before I had got pregnant and I had an abortion. So throughout my life, I had one abortion. I had 2 pregnancies. The first one I aborted. The second one is my baby that y'all met, Stink. And after that, I've been pregnant 5 or 6 times after my daughter, but I miscarried every time. It wasn't no more abortions or whatever because I wasn't going to do that no more. After the first one, that fucked me up. That killed my soul. Like, I didn't get over that for a long time. That's just me personally. That's how it affected my soul. So I guess now that I think about it, that was a part of my depression too. Because I felt like a murderer. You know what I'm saying? So I kept my baby. Long story short, when I went to go visit him, he was like, "Yeah, keep the baby." So we kept her. That was a week after Valentine's. I went to visit him and didn't go to my appointment. The week after that, after I visited him, he got out the next Friday after I visited him. 2 weeks after he got out, and I always commend him from keeping it real, he called me. And he was like, "I feel like I should tell you I cheated on you." And I thought he was just bullshitting at first, because who does that? You know what I'm saying? Turns out he slept with his sister's best friend. Now this bitch, she knew about me. We done kicked at his sister's house many a times. We had been together for 2 years at this point. So we done, before I got pregnant and all this shit, and he told me he cheated on me with her, of all people. We used to kick it at his sister's house with her. Her name Tangela. It was his sister's best friend. We used to kick it at his sister named Sonia. So we used to kick it at Sonia's house all the time, and Tangie always be over there because that was his sister's best friend. That was Sonia's best friend. So Tangela would be over there all the time, so it ain't like the bitch didn't know about me. She knew about me. She knew about the first abortion. She knew I was pregnant. And she opened her legs for him. And he did it. He waited until I was pregnant. This man ain't never cheated on me. I know that for a fact. But prior to that point, nope, I'm lying. Before that, he did get his dick sucked by a white bitch, and he told me that too. But I ain't really consider that cheating. I'm like, that's what them white hoes good for. Cool, go ahead. I mean, I ain't got to do it for a couple weeks because now I can just say I'm mad at you and don't have to do it. Back then, I wasn't into that type of shit, the dick sucking and all that. But yeah, so so he told me he cheated on me with her. It hurt my heart. It hurt my heart because if I hadn't have missed that deadline, I'd have got an abortion and left him the fuck alone. You don't do no shit like that. You don't wait until you beg me to keep this baby to turn around and do some shit like that. Come on now. Come on. So I'm at the point where I'm stuck now. I gotta forgive him. And even if I don't forgive him, I gotta accept it and move on, because I ain't finna be nobody baby mama. I ain't never want that. I ain't never want to be no statistic. I was already a statistic by having this kid early. I wasn't finna be a baby mama too. That's how I was thinking about it. So I had to accept that. But I knew from that point, as soon as he told me, because it was her. Now, if it was a random bitch, cool. But I had asked this man numerous times, like, I gotta worry about her. I gotta worry about you and her. Because she had a big booty, and he liked that shit. And I ain't never really had no big ass. It's alright. But it ain't no big booty. And she had that. She was like a round the way, pretty brown, round type of chick. Long hair, skinny waist, fat ass. But she was like one of them old bitches in the hood that fuck on the young niggas, because don't nobody her age want her, because they know how she get down. They know she a hoe. They know she got miles. She was one of them, and I could see it. I was from the streets. He wasn't. And that's why I clicked with him, because I wasn't looking for nothing. I'm trying to find something opposite of my daddy, but really attracting him. So, he ain't see that she knew what it was. I knew. Plus, I knew a couple niggas from her hood that knew her and used to talk about her all the time. And that name is very unique. So when I met her, and it was his sister's best friend, I already knew who she was, but I ain't never say nothing because that ain't my place. So, yeah, I knew as soon as he told me the only way that I'm going to be able to live with this and go on as a happy family is if I fuck somebody and get you back. But I was pregnant. I would never. So I waited. When he told me this, when all this happened, I was 4 months. I was 4.5 months going on 5. Yeah. So I continued my pregnancy. We moved in together, all this shit. After I had my baby, she was about 6 months. We got into this big argument, and he pushed me while I was holding my baby. He pushed me so hard that I flew into the wall, but I deserved it. I ain't gonna lie. I was pushing his buttons. But that was my last straw with him. So me and my baby moved out. But me and my baby moved out, and he went to jail because during the argument, somebody called the police, and he hopped in the car with one of his friends who ended up, he had a gun on him. His friend had a gun on him. Mind you, he just got out of jail. So he not supposed to be in contact with nobody with guns. He not supposed to have no gun until, his case settled out of court. He out on bond type shit. So, long story short, he ended up going to jail because he hopped in the car with dude, and dude had a pistol. And while he was in jail, I knew that was my opening to get him back and fuck somebody else to even the score. Because at that point, even though we had argued and I moved out, I'm like, I'm not finna be no baby mama. Nigga, we gonna work this out. We gonna calm down and we gonna reconvene. So, he was locked up. I did what I did. I fucked somebody out my hood. Somebody I thought I could trust, because I knew him out the hood. You know what I'm saying? And he had been trying to fuck with me for years, and I'm like, nah. Long story short, I had a bag full of condoms. This nigga didn't use not one. We was stupid, fucking sloppy drunk. And that ain't no excuse, but I learned from it. Now I know I'll put the condom on you, boo. But long story short, we fucked. Come to find out, he didn't use no condoms. I didn't know that till the next morning when I woke up. And I couldn't find no wrappers that had been bust open in the bag. I handed him. But when we got in the room, I handed him a bag that I had got from the free clinic, full of condoms. Like, here, go through, pick your size, get what you need, and then we'll get it popping. Next morning, I get up, Go to the bathroom. I don't see no wrappers. No condom wrapper in the garbage. Alright, I could be tripping. Maybe he just threw it down. We was fucked up. Stupid fucked up. I'm looking for my clothes, my panties, bra, shit like that. I still don't see no condom wrapper nowhere. So I asked him, like, damn, what happened to the condom? He's like, oh, shit, I ain't even, I'm like, what? What? But I ain't tripping. He my nigga. So I'm thinking I'm straight. I ain't got nothing to worry about. Did you nut at me? No. Alright, cool. I got a plan B anyway. I'm gonna pop this plan B pill. We good. Bitch. 3 weeks later, my pussy burning. My baby daddy dick burning. Cause he got out 2 weeks after I fucked dude. And obviously he just got out of jail, so we fucked. At the week after my baby daddy got out and I fucked him, we both burning. And it's my fault. I wanted to kill that nigga. You supposed to be my nigga before the sex. You ain't never supposed to put me in jeopardy. That's why I fucked you. As revenge for him fucking the bitch that's supposed to be my baby's auntie. You feel me? So, needless to say, that ended me and my baby daddy. Yep, I burned him. I learned a lesson from that shit. Put the condom on yourself. Don't trust nobody. Don't give a fuck how long you know him. You feel me? And because we broke up and because it was my fault, I instantly spiraled into this depression. Like, damn, not only did I make it harder for myself and put myself on that single mother statistic list, young single mother statistic list. When I had my baby, she was born in September. I was 19. I turned 20 in December. So I always say I had her at 20 because it was 3 months before I turned 20 or whatever. But not only did I make myself a statistic and make it harder on myself because I was going to be doing this alone, I fucked up my baby's life. Well, this is what I was thinking. This is what spiraled me into this postpartum depression that took years to come out of. And because of the postpartum depression, I ended up developing like a manic depressive state because I was already depressed from the postpartum. Then the fact that me and her daddy was separated and it was my fault added to the depression. I wasn't trying to work. I barely was eating. I lost so much weight. So much. People thought I was sick. Like, they thought I was either smoking dope or had AIDS or that I was starving myself. Which in essence I was starving myself, not on purpose. I just didn't have no appetite. I was done. I was sick with it. Like, I could not believe this is my life. You know what I'm saying? So I had that going on. My baby was 7-8 months when this was all popping off. I didn't climb out of this depression until I started climbing out of it when she was like 6, 7. And it got easier. Then it started getting better and better and better and better. And then these past 5, 6 years, she's 10 now. So, okay, so I say I started climbing out of it when she was like 5. Because she's 10 going on 11. So yeah, these past 5, 6 years, I've been climbing out of it. Past 3 years have been the best 3 years since I've been depressed, since I got into that state. Because I started finding all this consciousness. My third eye started opening up. I started loving myself. I started realizing that I'm more than my mistakes. I'm more than my circumstances. And it's not where you come from, it's how you come out of it. And once I started realizing that and changing my life and changing the way I think and forgiving myself, that's what really pulled me out of it, was forgiving myself for everything that I did to put me and my child in the positions we've been in. And at the end of the day, it's gonna build her character. Everything that we went through, as far as me being depressed, and because I was depressed, I wasn't on my shit financially. So we was living with my mom at one point. Then we went to live with my dad when he was in Milwaukee. Then we went to live with my grandmother over here on 37. And I was staying upstairs from my grandma because her attic is converted into 2 rooms. This is the grandma that raised me, the one that's like my mama. I was staying with her for years. You hear me? She is the real MVP as far as me coming out of this depression, because if it wasn't for her, I'd have ended myself a long time ago, and that's real. She was the one who didn't judge me. She talked to me. She tried to understand my pain. And through her trying to understand my pain, it helped me to realize that I was actually in severe pain. I'm thinking this shit normal, like just down on myself, when at the end of the day, everybody bumped their head and just come in different forms. So anyway, I was staying with my grandma for a long time, and like I said, these past 4 or 5 years, I'm gonna say since 2015, so past 3 years, it's 2018, yeah. These past 3 years, she died in 2014. Took me a minute to get out of that. I had came out of depression from 2013. 2013 is when I was fully like, okay, I'm good. I'm absolutely good. I'm finna get on my shit. And I started that path. Then she died in May of 2014. And I was working and everything. I was on the right track. She had helped me. We used to call it, every morning when I wake up and come down and check on her, she'll be like, all right, what we pulling off the shelf today? We used to call my mind the shelf and all the pain. She would say, all right now you got to deal with that baby. Put that pain on the shelf. We'll take it off tomorrow, deal with it, and throw it away if we need to. So every morning she would say, what we taking off the shelf today? You feel me? I miss her, man. I miss her so fucking much. I don't have nobody. That's why I'm doing this. That's why we right here right now. Because me talking out loud is me talking to her. Her body gone. But anytime I think of her, anytime I speak on her energy here, I feel it right now. Like my heart is fluttering. And that's how you know them spirits is around or touching you. It's when your heart fluttering for no reason, or you feel like this tingle, or you feel real light and airy on the inside. Yeah. So, 2013, I was all the way good, getting back on track. She was helping me with that. She died May 2014. When she died, because I wasn't fully out of it, I was coming out of it, and she was the main source of that. It kind of brought me back down into a little depressive state. But that only lasted for I'd say like 2 or 3 months. And the reason it cut short is because something happened to the house where we ended up having to leave it. They was fixing the roof before she died, and they didn't finish because she died in the middle of them fixing the roof. She ended up getting rushed to the hospital, and she didn't make it out. She never came back from that. So we had sent the roof people away like, yo, we going through something, just come back in 2 weeks. Now, as roofers, they didn't do their part. They was supposed to seal up the open roof where they had removed the shingles in case of any, weather inclements. They didn't seal it up properly, and it had stormed for like 4 days straight, and all that rain got in the house. So the whole back end of the house where the roof was still open and they didn't seal it, it basically was damaged because we had like a waterfall in the house because the roof was open while it was storming for 4 days straight. So the insurance company, swooped in. They was trying to play games, but they was putting us up. We was in the La Quinta on Silver Spring and Lovers Lane. Anybody in Milwaukee know about it? We was in there. Me and my baby stayed in that hotel for a year. And then, no, not a year. We stayed in that hotel for a good 5 months, I'll say. And then the insurance company was like, you know what? It's taking longer than expected. If y'all can find a house or an apartment or something like that, we'll pay that instead of the hotel. It'll be cheaper. Then we don't have to reimburse you for food. Because they was reimbursing us for food and everything. We in a hotel. We can't cook. So we ended up finding a little house to rent. It was off of Wisconsin, between 55th and that bridge where the Humane Society is, and you can get on the freeway. So it was like, it would have been like 45th or 46th in Wisconsin, but it was called, damn, I forgot the name of that street. But anyways, we was in a little temporary house. We was in that motherfucker for a year. So, like, July 2015 is when we got back into the house. And by then, I had to be strong through this whole situation of us being in hotels and living in this temporary house, that I had forgot I was depressed. But soon as we walked back in this motherfucking house and my granny wasn't here, instantly. But we got back in the house in July. By August, her birthday is August 5th. So by August, I was working. I had got my CDLs with the school bus, whatever. I was staying distracted, not to be depressed. I was working for the school company, school bus. That shit lasted 3 weeks. School started in September. That lasted 3 weeks, and I quit because I kept smacking shit. And then I found a job a week later after quitting the bus people with this home health care company. And I worked there for a year. So I worked there from August 2015 to August 2016. From August 2015 is when I started getting conscious. That's when I started really digging into it. That's when I started to fully self-heal. That's when I started to realize it's selfish as fuck of me to be so sad that my granny gone, because she was so miserable on this earth because of her medical state. She couldn't get out the bed for 10, 15 years because one of her legs got infected. And I forgot what they call it. It's epidemia, I think. But it's basically where her leg got infected to the point where it got so big she couldn't walk on it. And after it got big to that point where she couldn't walk on it and she was bedridden, obviously if you can't get up, you can't walk, you can't move, you put on weight. So she had got real big, like them people you see on like My 600-Pound Life and shit like that. But it wasn't from food and eating. It was because of this ailment. Because her leg got infected. She was walking around barefoot, stepped on a staple, and it got infected. And from there, I remember when it first started, she was fine walking around. Then she had to go to a cane. Then it got to a point where her leg got so big, the cane couldn't support her. Just the leg that got infected. That was the only one that got big. And then she was bedridden. She couldn't get out the bed no more. And my granny was a get up and go type of person. You know, she liked ride, she liked to party, she liked to kick it. So she was miserable for years, 10, 15 years. And that's when I started looking at it like it was time. Most High took her home because the state this world is in, only the strong gonna survive what's coming. And he didn't want her to be a part of that. She had suffered enough. You know what I mean? So yeah, August 2015, I'll never forget. That's when I started my path to self-knowledge, self-love, to debunking all the bullshit that the European colonizers forced on us. And now today, here I am. I can fully be honest with myself and say, no, it's not a case of all niggas ain't shit. It's not a case of it ain't no good men out here. It's a case of something in my spirit is attracting the shit that I don't want. And until I figure it out, until I pinpoint that negativity in my spirit and cleanse it, I'm gonna keep attracting shit. I'm gonna keep attracting men that's gonna have me catching L's the way I've been catching them. And I deserve more than that. And I know that. But I'm not telling the universe that because I'm not taking the time to self heal before I rush into some shit trying to heal somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I'm sending the universe mixed signals like, yeah, I want a man on my level, but my level ain't where I want to be yet. So I'm attracting works in progress because I'm a work in progress. So I say all that to say, baby, it's okay to look at yourself. It's okay to tell yourself, bitch, you tripping, or nigga, you on one. It's okay. It is a-okay. Take care of your soul, and then the universe gonna take care of you. Real life. So I done talked to y'all for 40 minutes. I'm gonna let y'all go, and hopefully by now, my video done downloading. I had to export it from the editing system to my computer so I can upload it to YouTube. You feel me? Because for some reason I can't export straight to YouTube. I think I gotta have paid subscriptions. I couldn't do that with Lightworks either, but they told you like, oh nigga, you got to pay to export straight to fucking YouTube. I can't wait till I get some money though, cause I want to buy that Filmora editing program. It looked dope, and I know with that one you can definitely export straight to YouTube, even with the free one. But the free one leave a watermark. That's why I didn't use it. Like nah, I'll wait till I pay, cause I don't want Filmora plastered on the bottom of all my videos. You feel me? So. And right now I'm doing this one. I recorded it through YouTube, so we'll see how this work out. But yeah, this is Random Rants with Bree Part 1. Until next time, y'all. Peace, love, light. And I say, hope anything, everything that you got cooking coming to fruition.